before. Pay cuts no more.
It's not the usual start to the school day.
Who should we appreciate?
Educators!
Staff here in North London are protesting at pay cuts for those teaching creative subjects.
The support amongst parents is really clear, very, very clear that they want to defend the arts.
This isn't just about funding. Teachers say the exclusion of art subjects from the English Baccalaureate has denigrated the arts, especially in the state sector.
The idea that drama, art, music, they are not as important, that idea is being sort of forced into our children's minds.
We must defend the arts. They can't just be for middle-class kids with family resources or for kids who go to private schools.
Highgate Wood School said they value all subjects as part of a broad curriculum and that they still have a higher uptake for the arts compared to the national picture. But the concern is that, more broadly, fewer students are continuing with creative courses further down the pipeline.
Applications for creative degrees and further education courses have dropped off. We've been working a lot with professional organisations in the arts who are worried about the impact and the talent coming through.
That is borne out in data shared with Channel 4 News. In the last decade, participation in creative courses in further education has fallen across the UK. With 220,000 fewer enrolments in England, that's a fall of 57%. There's been a 68% drop in creative enrolment in Wales, a 28% reduction in Northern Ireland, and a 20% fall in Scotland. The Creative Industries Policy and Evidence Centre, which carried out the research, said that given working class employees make up just 8% of the film and TV workforce, the fear is the marginalisation of creative education in the state sector could further compound inequalities seen later in the pipeline.
So how useful or vital are these creative courses in terms of ensuring there is more diversity within the sector?
Well, the whole thing is you can't be what you can't see. And if schools and education places haven't got those kind of courses available, then they're never going to be advising, well, how about going to university or going to drama school? I was governor of a performing arts at a very large comprehensive in Bristol, in the centre of Bristol. And I know for sure that if you offer those opportunities, and certainly back in the day they were there, then the youngsters will take them up.
So is the lack of working class people from ethnic minorities, is it worse now than it's ever been?
I think it is worse. I think it was worse before the 70s. I mean, it was a very elitist industry back then. And then there was a kind of a bubble, post-60s, leading into the 70s, on into the 80s, etc., when there were those opportunities and there was the financial support there.
It was back then that we saw kitchen sink realism, working class stories with working class actors, films like A Taste of Honey, or TV shows like The Liverbirds.
Well, life's full of restrictions and compromises.
While that era may be over, there are still different voices out there in the arts if you try and find them.
I didn't go to film school. Lots of people I know didn't go to film school. Lots of people learn on the job.
Mia Bays runs the BFI's Filmmaking Fund. She's made diversity and inclusion a focal point of her work.
We have targets. We introduced a socioeconomic background target from last year. We didn't have one before. That gives us a real strong steer to find those people and for them to find us as well. And I would cite examples such as Scrapper by Charlotte Regan.
Who's Georgie?
Who's asking?
I'm Jason. And your dad.
Young women who came from completely outside the sector. They're self-taught. I don't think they found film at school. They found it themselves in other ways, which is also what happened to me at South Bank.
From the top of the film chain to the schools where it all begins, the arts will always offer something special for society. But how many still believe they could be part of a world increasingly cut off?